Welcome to the Think Factory podcast. We got one question for you. What keeps you up at night?
I'm your host today, Chris Santomassimo from OGC Solutions, and I'm really happy to introduce our new friend, Mervat El-Rafei. Did I say it right, Mervat?
Perfect.
Oh, nice. And when you have a last name like mine, you have to be prepared to pronounce different last names for sure. Anyway, Mervat is the sales and marketing coordinator for the Bradman Lake Group. So welcome to the podcast.
Thank you. I appreciate the opportunity.
One of the shows that's coming up that's pretty exciting in the packaging industry is Pack Expo out in Chicago in September. And Mervat and I got to meet to talk about the pretty impressive stuff from that Bradman Lake will be introducing and highlighting at the Pack Expo. Bradman Lake Group might not be a company you're too familiar with, so I wanted to give Mervat an opportunity to introduce us to the company and some of the exciting things that you're doing. And I'll give a little sneak peek. One of the things we're going to talk about is the robotics that are part of the systems that Bradman Lake supplies. So take it away, Mervat. Tell us a little bit about the company and some of the exciting things that we're going to see in a couple of weeks at Pack Expo.
Sounds great. Thank you so much for the introduction and the opportunity to be there. The Pickles and Bristol. We have two plants in Bristol and Pickles, and Pickles actually is our headquarters. Then we have a manufacturing plant in Rock Hill, South Carolina. And Bradman Lake Group is a wholly owned subsidiary of the multidisciplined UK engineering and manufacturing group, Langley Holdings. It's a big engineering manufacturing group, and we're proud to be part of it. So Bradman Lake comprises of four major brands. Auto-Wrapper. Auto-Wrappers was began in 1947 and became known as a world leader in primary and multiple flow wrapping, roll wrapping packaging. We've been flow wrapping products since 1947. Then the other brand is Europack, and Europack provides end-of-line packaging equipment like case packing, and also the other brand is Bradman Lake, obviously, and that's began in 1969 and was established in the UK, and the operation came in the US in 1990. Then we have our latest brand is Ibenhart, which is specialized in providing the bakery industry with baggers and slicers for the breads and bagels, and it was founded in 1979. So by integrating all these brands, we became a provider for complete packaging solutions from process to pallet. So we basically can take any products from the oven, freezer, wrap it, put it in a carton, and case pack it and palletize it as well. So, and that's what kind of makes Bradman Lake unique, because
Sure.
by doing that, we kind of provide the customers one solution, which means one contact, they can do the FAT in one place. They save on spare parts because the commonality in the spare parts and the communication and all this good stuff. So this is just a quick overview of the Bradman Lake and what we can offer. And one other key benefits of Bradman Lake systems is the modular approach. So our customer can just buy one piece of the line now, and later they can add to it or take out piece of the machine, like a modular approach, and add to it whatever they need. So they save on the retain their capital investment that they initially spent, and just spend a little bit on the modular that they want to add, either robotic pick up and place or a different wrapping technology. So that's kind of we found a very beneficial to our customer. They love that approach.
Well, to be able to reduce the number of spare parts or reduce, you basically use common spare parts among the different lines is really impressive.
Yes, that's one of the key features of our equipment. They can use the same spare parts on all the equipments.
And the modular, the modular system allows you to, among other things, be a little more productive with your floor space.
With the floor space, yep, exactly, and also the operator, will be familiar with the HMIs and the whole system, so they can easily run the system because it's the same kind of technology kind of thing, same HMI, same look, same feel.
Right. I would think that it allows you to install a bit faster than some of your competitors because you've got modular systems as opposed to, others that don't have that capability.
Absolutely, definitely. And if you come to our booth in Pack Expo, you will see how much equipment and system and that we have to like 1 or 2 days to install together. And this is just a testament of how fast we can put stuff together.
Right. Yeah. I've heard horror stories in some cases from clients that, it takes weeks to do the install for a new piece of equipment. So this is a whole different ballgame for them.
Yeah, actually, for us, we've been doing this for so many years. I think in early 2000, I think 7 or 5, I can't remember the exact day, but we demonstrated at one of the Pack Expo actually a complete line from floor wrapping to case packing. We had like a floor wrap, actually automatic distribution system, which takes the products from the freezer or the oven, and we flow wrap the product. We form the carton, and we had a former, we had a carton closer, we had a robotic loader, and we had a case packer all in the booth. And it was just, we installed it in just a matter of couple days. So it was a very impressive demonstration because that's truly, and that's, we've been doing this forever, so we definitely have great experience in system integration.
Well, as far as I'm concerned, if you're doing anything with making bagels, I think you're doing God's work. So good deal.
Yeah, like Vegas, we actually developed a couple of new bagel loaders and slicers. So it's very exciting. Yeah.
That's terrific. And you and I had the chance to talk a bit to get to know each other a few weeks ago. And one thing I was really impressed with was the ability of your equipment to work with sustainable products, because sustainability is really on the tip of everyone's tongue in the packaging market for so many reasons, which I'm sure you know, not the least of which is customers want to use recycled materials. So talk a little bit about how Bradman Lake's equipment functions well with recycled materials, sustainable materials.
Yeah, so when it comes to floor wrapping, our floor wrappers can definitely handle recycled material and even including paper. So we try to get away from plastic. As far as our cartoning line as well, we can fold like paper and made from recycled material. So that's always been the case. And also our case packing equipment can handle recycled material. So all our equipment basically can handle recycled material. And we developed one of our range of equipment is shrink wrapping. We uses plastic, but we actually made it ready to just package in tray. And for the customers who doesn't want to use shrink wrapping at all, so it's kind of like a tray wrapper, shrink wrapper style. But they can use tray only, or they can use shrink or tray and shrink. So just for customers who wants 100% like a green solution for the future, it's
Really,
definitely capable
really,
of that.
so then you shrink. No, sorry, I shouldn't use shrink again, but you cut down the amount of plastic material
Plastic.
that a customer uses based on their objectives.
Exactly. And instead of using plastic in the top, they can use like just paper, like a lid kind of style. And also our equipment can handle like economy style, like cases or cartons where they cut little bit of the paperboard or the material to save on the material cost as well. And at the same time retain the stability of the products, so which is a good thing.
It's pretty amazing to think that you can use paper as a substitute for the plastic shrink wrap, though. It's amazing
Yeah,
that it works, right?
it does work. Yeah, we've seen it work. Yeah, we actually have a couple equipment that does that, like either shrink only, shrink and tray lid, or tray and lid only without the shrink. So
What are some of the customers who benefit from these, from the equipment and its ability to be a little bit more sustainable or green? What markets do you typically serve?
uh, the food industry and the pharmaceutical. So these are our main key markets, the pharma and the food. So food you have from frozen, baked goods, confectionery. So in the confectionery section, mainly the paper wrapping instead of like plastic film wrapping. That's a big thing. As far as the frozen food and stuff, the carton made of like recycled material. It can be cartoned as well and case
Mhm.
packing. So mainly the food and the pharma.
Right. Yeah, and it's
And any
it's
other, actually, to be honest, any other industry too. Like if you have any of our customers have a product needs to go to the carton. Actually, we just sold an equipment for like a paint companies, like paint as well, like just consumer product, anything that goes into a carton or a case or needs to be floor wrapped.
right.
We can handle it basically.
And the ability to shape the carton around the product is important as well, to being a little bit more sustainable. And so if you can keep plastic out of the process, plus cut down the amount of packaging you need to enclose the product, I think that's both of those things lend itself really well to the green initiative.
Absolutely. And one of our like range of equipment, for example, like carton forming, where some customers prefer like instead of the lock style, glue style. So we have like a technique instead of like to use like as much little glue as possible and yet retain the how strong the carton can be closed kind of thing. So we use like spot in the glues instead of just wasting like a whole line when it comes to forming. So I think this is also like save on the glue material, and it's kind of like one of the sustainability initiatives. One of the key things too in our equipment, the flexibility of how the size range that it can handle and the different product that can handle. So because over the years we've seen like shift in the markets from like the demand for like single serve versus family serve. So literally our carton former, for example, can handle like can form like a 2-count carton, which is like the carton that has like 2 bars or something, and on the
Right.
same machine with like just a small tweaks and a tool, it can handle up to like 96 bars, like those big boxes as well. So that's a big benefit to the customers.
Well, the customer gets the flexibility to produce the family size, if you will, or the wholesale size as well as the individual size on the same machine.
Yes,
Right.
exactly. And also too, like when we build or design our equipment, we always make sure that it's like ultimate in flexibility. So not just the size, they can different carton material, different. Actually, one of our carton former we demonstrated at one of the recent trade shows. It can handle 2 different carton sizes on the same machine. Like it can form 2 different carton sizes in the same machine, which is a great benefit to our co-packers who would like a small co-packer, especially who
Right.
has like so many different customers and they have different carton that they need to handle. So that's perfect for them as well.
To run side by side essentially with the
They
two sizes, right?
Yep, they can run side by side. Machine, like some customers style forming approach versus glue. Actually, the machine can handle both. Just you add the glue, you can turn off the glue, just do the lock, or vice versa. So truly, not being biased is it's truly like flexible.
Absolutely. Talk a little bit about some observations that you've seen in the market where, this flexibility is really important because of the consumer demand for certain sizes of containers or sizes of products. What are you seeing out there?
Yeah, so uh, back used to be like single serve at some point, like just people want to buy like 1 or 2 products per carton. Then it went to like family size where like 96 per carton, like 96 products per carton or 100 plus. But now I think we're seeing a shift back to just a single serve. I think because of economy, people are trying to save here and there, so we start seeing shift back to the single serve and just a small quantity. So
That's an interesting
that's made it.
observation. Would you say that during COVID, for example, during those 2, 3 years that people were focused more on the larger purchase, so they didn't have to go out as much, but
Now it's
even
go.
yeah, now you're looking at smaller purchases, I guess. People want one at a time or two at a time because they're trying to conserve cash, I would guess.
Yeah, yep. I think that would be my analysis. Actually, that's what my observation would be. That's exactly what you said. People going back to saving money, so they're just buying whatever they need. Back in the COVID actually was like one of the best years ever. We like exceeded our target by way, 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 way than we were expecting. It was so, and they were all like for the demand family size serves in the frozen food industry, especially.
Yeah, you go out once instead of 5 times, in terms
Yep.
of, trying to minimize exposure to things. So makes sense For sure. Yeah, but going back to what we said, I think that flexibility of the equipment has got to be critical because um, it- you would think your customers need to be able to adjust quickly to what the market demand is, as opposed to having to have two separate lines that one stays idle and the other runs based on whatever the customer demand is.
Yeah, definitely. So definitely customers will need to look for like a flexible approach and easy to maintain too, and easy to size changeover. You don't want the production line like every time you change a carton, like the production, our size changeover can take up to 15 minutes or less. So you hardly have like downtime on, and actually some of the machines with just couple of clicks, like less than 5 minutes or so, without the need, or carton closers, without the need of like change parts. You can just HMI, click a couple buttons, and voila, you're good to go. Just a
That's
couple
amazing.
adjustments. Yeah, a couple adjustments, and you can go from small size to big size to whatever you need. Our side load cartoners with just a minimal change parts as well. You can do the same. So, and one key thing I wanted to mention too about like Bradman Lake strategy of the equipment, we provide like all different kind of solutions. Our portfolio is huge. So mainly when it comes to cartoning, there are two main approach: side load or top load.
Right.
Uh, and they're completely different approaches, but we've been providing both for so many years. So sometimes when you go to other companies, they're either focused on top load or end load. But with Bradman Lake, we truly, been doing this. Actually, it was so funny. We had a customer here in the US running a carton which is similar to a carton in the UK, and both are for the same product, same company, same everything. And we run it in a top load with a top load approach, and the UK ran it with a side load approach. And at the end of the end results was exactly the same, and you cannot tell which one is done with which. And actually, this is one thing we're going to illustrate in the upcoming Pack Expo. Show both lines side by side, a top load approach and a side load approach. And we kind of like we will talk to customers is like which approach is better for them based on their application and the requirements and the future, their strategy and all that cool stuff.
At the end of the day, it's all about efficiency in the plant, right? So if you're giving them the ability to be that much more efficient with options that they can change on with a couple of clicks, that's got to be attractive. Um, Speaking of efficiencies, one of the areas that I think is really exciting, which I know Bradman Lake does as well, is robotics. What can we expect to see at the Pack Expo or and in the product line in general when it comes to robotics?
So we are having two lines, one side load. The side load will be just like a kind of monoblock style, which can form, load, and close carton on the same machine, same frame. Then close to that, we'll have a top load line, which will include a carton former that will form the cartons, and a VGR, a vision guided robotics that will pick the product. And actually the VGR that we'll be showing at the show, it's like has dual functionality, which can pick products and load it into the carton or load it into the infeed of a flow wrapper.
Oh, phenomenal.
Yeah, and the line will have a flow wrapper integrated to it as well. So it's really going to be very exciting. This is just a sneak peek.
Well,
So the top load line will have a carton former that will form the carton, a robotic VGR guided robotic that will pick the place and will demonstrate it like loading products into the carton, or the infeed of the flow wrapper that will wrap the products as well. Then we have a carton closer that will close the cartons, and they were all integrated. And we will demonstrate how easy you can switch from this to this, like from loading to cartons or loading to a flow wrapper. This is just like
I think just runs itself, it sounds like. Once you get the
yeah.
robotics installed, that's phenomenal.
And one key thing for us, like we've been doing robotics since forever, like since they started, like I think 2007, that's when we launched it at one of the Pack Expos. So we definitely have like a great experience using vision guided robotics and pick and place and all that stuff.
Well, you've been at it for a long time. You really were at the beginning of it, at the forefront.
Yes. So that's actually one of the key benefits too to our customers, because basically they don't have to pay for the development. We've already developed it for a long time ago, so they
Talk
just
about
get
plug
to
and play, right?
yes, plug and play. And
That's great.
Yeah, so they definitely don't have to like, go with like a new company that's just developing this technology. So they get to pay like a lot of money to absorb, a lot of companies charge for the development. But since we already developed this for so many years, actually we are very competitive in the market.
Yeah, it's tough to be at the forefront of someone's product development because you end up paying the expense. But to your point, you've been doing it so long that it's already baked in. So
Yeah.
terrific. Sounds like a heck of a solution. And you did a great job creating a teaser for Pack Expo for those folks in the industry for sure.
Well, I hope so. I hope to see everyone there.
Yeah,
All
no
the
doubt.
listeners.
Well, speaking of which, this is a great discussion, and I think again a great intro to what you're doing and how you're helping customers, providing an end-to-end solution, and really providing efficiency and repeatability, et cetera. Mervat, tell folks where they can reach you and the company and where they can see you at Pack Expo.
So we are exhibiting at the Pack Expo. Our booth number is, that's a good
I,
question.
I think maybe I put you on the spot here. Let's see where you are. It's
No,
in the
I just,
south. I looked it up
uh,
actually. It's in the south building. It's S2058 is the booth. Um, and
it's
then
S, you are correct.
right.
It's S2058, yep, in the South Hall. Yep.
Yep. Which you could probably tell just by the numbers on the booths. It's a big place, but I'm sure that uh, the size of your booth is gonna stand out a little bit with what all that's going on. Where can they reach you before and after the show as well?
Um, They can just send me an email to usa@bradmanlake.com. Of course, like we're a UK company as well, but this is like my actually, yeah, usa@bradmanlake.com because the Pack Expo show will be driven from the US operation. So to schedule appointment in advance, we also too, we always take our product metrics with us, which has like, it's like a library which has a lot of videos of all different kind of technologies that we've developed over the years. And most of the time we are able to, it's like a massive library. Most of the time we are able to see the customer product when they come to the booth and be able to show them a video that relates to their product or how we handled it before to just kind of like prove to them that we've did it before, or something similar. So it's really great opportunity to come to our booth and talk with our experts. We have like a lot of experts will be on the booth, like a floor rep. Our managing director will be there, which he is actually the expert when it comes to floor wrapping and technology and robotics and all that. We have one of our technical sales managers is expert when it comes to the Ivanhard brand, So we definitely have a lot of experts on the booth for customers to come in and talk with us about their project and show us their application. And we can show them videos or the machine, or sometimes actually we were able to just run their products actually on the machine that's on display. They were surprised. They're like, yeah, see how flexibility it is, and just put their
That's
products in and we get cartons.
that's
So we
terrific.
definitely encourage people. It's a great opportunity for them to come and see stuff in action. And the thing too, like all the equipment that's this year that we have on the booth are ready for sale. So they can just pick it up if they want
That's
to.
terrific. Well, I wish listeners could actually see the video that we're creating today, only because, I mean, if they're half as excited about the products as you are, I think they're going to be really impressed. I could tell that you got a lot of energy around the products. You're proud of what you do, and quite frankly, you should be. The technology is amazing, and I think people are going to be impressed when they see you. For those folks that may not be familiar with Pack Expo, it's a great show on November 3rd through the 6th in Chicago this year at McCormick Place. Go check out Bradman Lake Group and say hello to Mervat, who did a great job today. So thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you so much. I really appreciate the opportunity,
Oh, it's
Chris.
our pleasure. So signing off for today, this has been Chris Santomassimo from OGC Solutions, and we sponsor the Think Factory podcast. We'll see you next time.